Hi, everybody. My name is Miss Polifka, and I'm going to be your lab instructor for environmental science. I'm super excited to be able to meet all of you guys and get to know you a little bit throughout this semester. So what I wanted to do in this video is I want to tell you a little bit about me, and then I want to go over a couple parts in the syllabus really quickly with you. I mean, you guys are all in college. I know that you can read, so we won't be going through the whole thing, but I will ask you to read through everything, okay? All right. So a little bit about me. Here at the Utica campus of MBCC, I am the full-time chemistry technical assistant. So I work in the chemistry labs, and as well as I get the opportunity to teach some environmental science labs with you guys, which is actually my real passion. My bachelor's and my master's degrees are in environmental geosciences. So what that means is that it is kind of a bunch of different earth sciences mixed together. You know, it's geology and environmental science, ocean science, atmospheric science, but it's also working with GIS, right? Geographical Information Systems, which is really a fancy word of making maps to tell a story. Okay, so I've really enjoyed my time doing that as well. When I am not here at work, I'm usually in my garden. I'm an avid gardener. I really like to grow a lot of tropical plants here in USDA Zone 5A. I think that it's a real challenge, and I've always liked the challenge. So right now I have some banana trees in my backyard. I have uh, dragon fruits and pomegranates, quite a few things. Monstera deliciosa, the delicious monster. Um, so yeah, I mean, if you guys are interested in gardening, I would love to talk to you about it more. But you might not be able to get me to shut up, so just be careful on that one. Anyways, okay, so let's go ahead and let's jump into looking at part of the syllabus. Let me share that with you now. And we'll just go over this pretty quickly. So here is my syllabus. As you can see, it gives you where my office is. However, you won't be me here for office hours. You will be going to, I have two office hours every week, one on Monday mornings and one in Tuesday evenings, so that if you guys have any kind of questions, you can reach out to me there, and you can find your office hours right when you log into board and you go onto our site right there on the left-hand side. Okay, you'll actually see a little tab that says office hours. You also see my phone number, the 5525 that goes directly to my office. So if I'm sitting in here, which is not very often, I will answer the phone, but a better way to get me is via email, which you can see right under my name here at the top. It gives you the lab manual, which was written by one of our instructors, Lindsay Williams, which was actually used to be Lindsay Geary, as you can see the first author there. And you can read through the course description and the course outline and everything yourself. If you have a disability, please reach out to me and let me know so that I can make sure that I can facilitate you in the best way possible. Be civil, be nice to your lab mates, your other classmates. It's really important. I also ask you to be civil to me when you are talking to me, whether it's in office hours or via email. Okay, so this is really where I want to talk to you about. So I have a pretty common grading scale, right? So 90 through 100 is an A, 80 through 89 is a B, and so on and so forth. I will say that you have to pass lab in order to get a grade that is better than a D for your overall class grade. Okay, so keep that in mind. Lab is very important. It's almost impossible to fail lab and pass class. Okay, so what do we grade you on? So your lecture is 67% of your grade and your lab is 33%. So for your lab, we have quizzes, we have our labs, and then we have a single lab report that you're going to be writing later in the semester. The labs account for 70% of your grade, your quiz is 15, and your lab report is also 15%. So that means that it's really important to do well on your lab report. And we'll talk about that later in the semester. I don't really give extra credit per se, but you will see that on your quizzes, I often give questions, extra credit questions within your quiz. Okay, but usually if somebody is still struggling and they have a low grade, I'm not often giving extra credit for those type of circumstances. I do expect you to work hard throughout the semester, even though we are doing online learning. So all your quizzes must be completed. Actually, this is a typo. I have to fix that. It'll be right when you guys start. It should be completed by Tuesday by 11:59 p.m. All right, because I have all of your labs due on Sunday night, and then you'll get until Tuesday to do your quiz if there's a quiz in that lab. They are all, I usually set the quizzes for 10 minutes apiece, but since we're doing online learning, I wanted to give you guys a little bit more time just to be able to adjust to online learning. So I gave you guys all 15 minutes to do each quiz. I also drop the lowest quiz grade. So if you do bad on one quiz, don't stress out overly much because that one will be the one that's dropped. If you, by any chance, do very well on all the quizzes, and in the end it helps your grade for me not to drop the lowest grade, then I won't. So whatever helps your grade the most, that's what I'm going to do. All right, so work groups. Normally we would have you working in a group of maybe 3 or 4 students in the normal lab setting. We can't really do that here. But what I do recommend is that you use the discussion boards that I set up for every week's labs and talk to your fellow students, you know, talk to your classmates, ask them questions. This can be a group project. The one thing I will say is that if you are writing in short answers in your lab, then do not copy your neighbor's work, okay? Because that at that point is plagiarism, right? If the answer is 23 centimeters is your answer, copying that from your neighbor is not really plagiarism, right? Because that's a very specific data point. However, if you said, you know, a tributary runs into the local ocean through blah, 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 and so did your neighbor say that word for word, that's plagiarism. That's what I don't want to see. Okay, and that's what will get points taken off of your lab up into a 0. Okay, so when you're emailing me, I expect you to be rather professional, right? I don't like text language. If you throw an LOL in there, I'm not gonna really care, but you know, BRB, you know, TTYL, all of this, don't use text language. We're all in college. Please just write and speak rather professionally if you can. If you need to write me an email, kind of going to be the last choice, right? First, I want you to use your discussion boards to ask questions of myself and of your other classmates. And if it's not resolving your problem, or it's a problem that's not really something to be asked of everyone, it's a private question, feel free to shoot me an email, okay? And let's see. All right, yeah, and the last thing is the academic integrity. I'd really like you to all just take a minute and look through the policy on academic integrity. It's really important, you know, I mean, it talks about cheating pretty much, you know. We want to leave with knowledge, okay, on the subject matter, not knowledge on how to pass the class, okay? And there is a big difference between the two. So yeah, just go ahead and take a minute and read through that before you start the class. And I guess that is it, you guys. If you have any questions or comments for me, you can definitely put them in your introduction here. If you want to, I'd like you to write a little bit of an introduction, or shoot me a short video and upload it so that I can know a little bit about you. All right? See you guys soon.